think also one more thing I want to add to is like this whole idea of nature, as we are part of nature, we're not separate from nature. And so I love this idea of green, again, like East San Jose, there's a huge degree of tree canopy. So neighborhoods like in Willow Glen and other parts of San Jose are very canopied, and District 5 and other districts in San Jose are very lacking in tree cover. So that is really important, and I think
Milpitas, where we hear.
Milpitas here, yeah. And then one last thing I'll say is part of having a green environment is also having it be natural as much as possible. Another false solution is plastic grass. And there's a proposal right now for our county fairgrounds to be developed by the earthquakes in a partnership with the county, which is a great idea to put in soccer fields. However, we're at risk of having the soccer fields for the community be plastic grass. I want to give a shout out to Supervisor Otto Lee, whose staffer is here today, that he led an effort to try to make sure that our county would not let new artificial grass grow or be installed on county-owned property. Unfortunately, it didn't pass, but we have a chance with this contract with the earthquakes to say to the earthquakes, you want to give natural grass to your players, and that's great. Make sure you put in natural grass for all of the players. This is an equity issue. There's a lot of health risks of playing on plastic grass. There's a lot of environmental contamination and climate impacts. So we need to think about that equity at the heart of it and prioritize our health and our well-being of our climate.
One more time, what would you prioritize to create a sustainable future?
Yeah, I think hearing about the renaturing and greening, it's a different hat, but I used to work at our city forest, so always another side of me, but always.
What is that? What is that?
Oh, that's a local urban forestry nonprofit, so really bringing street trees and native plants, native shrubs to at an affordable price to local residents. It's based in downtown San Jose. Great organization. And anyone can get a tree, but they also really help San Jose residents kind of dealing with street permits and figuring out regulations on trees and guiding them through that process.
There is regulations on trees.
There is, and you'll get fined if you don't meet those regulations. So that's an aside, but I think that what I see as a sustainable future and what Silicon Valley Clean Energy really works on is really trying to be part of the community that we serve and getting feedback, getting input. We started serving power back in 2017, but really incorporating the community in our decision making and listening to the needs of the people that we serve as much as possible, which speaks to what Linda was saying as well in terms of just equity and justice being part of a clean climate future. So really centering those processes and, just being a source and being in that conversation, being accessible to people to provide that education and awareness so that they can make these decisions for themselves. You don't have to go off the grid and live in the forest to be, environmentally friendly. Living in a dense city like here in the Bay and making decisions at home is really what the best thing that you can do to be part of a green future.
Great. And I'm just going to end by saying that we heard a lot about some systems that need improvement. We heard a lot about some myths about what we can do as individuals. We don't have enough housing, are not meeting our climate goals, are not meeting our sustainability goals in terms of transportation. 28% of CO2 gases in the United States are from transportation. It's from us getting in our cars, going to places. What I think I heard a lot of today is that we can take accountability for what we do every day, the little decisions that we make, riding all the way from the city of Santa Clara to Milpitas Library. It might seem hard, but when you do it once, you feel great afterwards. You're getting that exercise and you're getting to where you need to go. It's going to take people in this room to reconcile that and to find that spirit. And I want to end it with like an inspirational kind of takeaway. So it doesn't have to be long, a couple sentences. Just let's end on a good note. It's not all doom and gloom. We're all here for a reason. So I'll let you take it off.
Yeah, I think building off of what you just said there about we can all do our things, whether that is like riding your bike or the electrification of your home or getting the EV. And there's a couple different levels there too. It's like, you know, we can do that all individually. We can then band together, like the people here in this room who obviously came out on a Friday afternoon because you're concerned, and you know, create collective action. And then that collective action does lead to change at the broader level. You know, there's the famous Martin Luther King quote of like, the arc of history bends toward justice. You know, there's some questions sometimes of like, how quickly is it bending and does it bend back from time to time? But, you know, by doing this work individually and together, we will create what we want. And I think if we all kind of keep that in mind and like believe that, we will get there.
Yeah, very inspiring. I want to say that I think even the thought that you have more power than you realize. You have a power with your consumer choices, and you have a power to advocate with our electeds. We still have a democracy in this country, and if you get to know your city council member, your county supervisor, your state legislator, you can make a difference, but not really so much alone. It's hard to do that alone, just making a call. If you join an organization that advocates, find your group. So Mothers Out Front, you can find us at mothersoutfront.org, or Climate Action California, climateactionca.org. These organizations exist to help everyday people just find a way to plug in. Whether you have 1 hour to give a week or 10, you can find a way to plug in. Even an hour a month, there's things that you can do. But don't assume that someone else will do it. This is why I got involved. I realized as a mom, if I don't make the time to care for my kids' future, who's going to care more than me about their future than me as their mom? And so we have to see where the change that we're looking for, each of us, and let's come together and make that difference in whatever way we can.
It's hard to follow both of those answers up. What I will say is, in my role, I work with a lot of schools and students, and it's really inspiring to even see how the youth is mobilizing to work on this themselves. So we do what we can. We have even a scholarship opportunity coming up. If you know any interested high school students, middle school students, really we're just trying to promote that momentum and bring even more resources to students and young people who are interested in these issues. And then I will also say that, you know, as the local public agency governed by local representatives from Milpitas and our other towns and cities, we're always listening. We're always open to feedback, and I'm interested in talking to every customer who is part of our programs, and we really take in feedback and try to incorporate it in everything that we do.
Alrighty, I think we're like 5 minutes over, but we started 5 minutes late, so we're on time. Let's just call it that. All right, thank you so much. We're gonna have some testimonials. We're gonna do some wrap-up remarks, and then we're gonna have some snacks, and then we get to have our Friday back.
Let's give a round of applause for Moderator.